because that's not going to change until he says, okay, I want to change my game and look different.
Right.
You know, coming to the game as a passer first, and then his ability is to run.
So what happened in 2006? What changed?
It was more Wildcat style. It was more read options, zone read. And we put that into place, studied it all off season. Nobody knew exactly what was coming, and you know, I was
calling
just
plays then.
Greg Knapp. So we went from the West Coast system to a system where we still had all the same concepts, but we was mixing in all the zone read stuff, and it caught everybody off guard.
Right.
By the time they adjusted, I was already, you know, 800-900 yards in.
Right.
Wasn't the best season,
Right.
but just very effective. So I think Lamar is going to be, yes, he's going to surpass some of the things that I was able to accomplish. Even though I did some great things and it was, you know, some freaky stuff happened. But
Saw a lot of
he's
freaky
doing the
stuff
same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just exciting to see. I sat back yesterday and I watched the game and I'm like, oh, this is what it looked like.
Right.
You know, had me on the edge of my seat, and it's very impressive, man. And just, you know, shout out to the coaches, because they're the guys that put the system in place and game plan and said, look, we are going to use this guy's talents and take advantage of what he can do and put pressure on defense.
So are you
everywhere.
okay? He's running as much as he continues to run.
Yes, while he's young. When I was in my first and second year, I could take hits, pop back up. You know, I had a running back's mentality.
Right.
And nothing was going to change that. I knew our best chance at winning, yes, could come in the passing game, and I would make my plays in the passing game. But my running abilities was going to take effect at some point, and I was going to use them to the best of my abilities and not worry about getting hurt, you know, not worry about how many hits I'm taking, just go out and play lights out. And he's having fun at this stage, and that's why I say at some point he'll continue to diversify his game in the passing game, but longevity is going to be the key. How long can he sustain it? How long can he keep it up? And we'll see what happens.
You mentioned John Harbaugh, who's the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, but Greg Roman, and people need to take this back to Greg Roman. Greg Roman was in San Francisco.
Yes.
Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator. When the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, he was the offensive coordinator. And who was the quarterback?
Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick, the guy that in a playoff game ran for 181, threw for 263.
Yeah.
So this is why Marty Morningwig was the offensive coordinator last year. This is why John Harbaugh wanted Greg Roman as his offensive coordinator, because he has already diagrammed and designed a system to fit a quarterback with that skill set.
Yes.
And see the luxury that Lamar has, that Mike, that you didn't have, is that he can learn from all the mistakes that you made on the field.
Right.
He can say, and you talk to him.
Yeah.
You says, well, this is the mistake that I made here. Lamar says, I can stay away from that trap. Well, I made a mistake there. I can stay away from that trap. So he gets an opportunity, Skip, to learn from someone that came. I don't know if you talked to anybody, because there weren't a whole lot of guys that had your skill set. You know, Randall Cunningham comes to mind, and people don't realize how talented Randall was, Skip. But if I'm not mistaken, Randall led the nation in punting as a senior at UNLV, Skip. People don't realize just how talented he was. But Lamar has the luxury of leaning back on this guy. Lamar is a little different. You had flat inline speed that you can just go. But Lamar can shake you. Lamar got wiggle.
Yeah.
If you look at it, guys trying to, he'll start doing this, and the next thing you know, he's past you. And he's doing a good job of getting down. He's not taking that big shot yet, and they're running him just enough. What makes him so difficult, Skip, is the thing that makes these guys like he and Mahomes and some of these other guys, Skip, okay, there's a play call. You have a defense designed to stop that play. Okay, what happens when you have that play covered and then he takes off running? What play did you call to stop that? Because that's where he's going to hurt you. It's already tough enough if they call a design run to try to get him on the ground. But when they call a pass play and you scatter, and now he sees a crease, he jumps out the window, good luck.
Good luck.
And when that defense is opportunistic, and I told you, you got to watch out for Marcus Peters, Skip. Russell forgot him.
You got him.
Big addition.
He's an area corner. He doesn't like to play a man. He likes to play an area. And he'll play 2-by-1. And Russell forgot. He snuck off like he was going to cover one up the rail. And then Russell tried to come out late, and he jumped it.
It's instincts.
But Lamar Jackson, Skip, he's ahead of where I thought he would be throwing the football. And I said this. Ozzie, I talked to Ozzie at the Hall of Fame. He said, boy,
Ozzie Newsome.
who's the general manager for 20 years. He said, boy, he's better than you think throwing the football. He said, we're going to surprise a lot of people. He said, he's going to surprise a lot of people. I'm like, Ozzie, don't bull jive now. He said, he's going to surprise a lot of people, boy.
There you go.
And Skip, throwing the football, he surprised some people. He's not surprised me, his running ability. Yeah. You don't rush for 1,500 yards in college, Skip, and all of a sudden forget how to run. But he did throw for 3,500 one year, too. Yeah. So people forget that he can throw, but just could he transfer what he could do in college? Could he transfer? And he's just going to get better and better. The question is longevity. You can't, running quarterbacks don't have a long shelf life. Yep. He's going to have to, to graduate real quickly into more passing than running. But Skip, he's the real deal.
He is so real that the most significant statement I heard after any game yesterday came from Pete Carroll after this game. And he said, and I paraphrase his quote, he was much faster than we saw on film. Wow. Now, that's a statement from a guy who's been around a long time.
He looked really fast yesterday.
Yeah.
He was flying. He said he changed his shoes early because he couldn't get traction.
Right.
He said, went back to my old ones. And because he said linebackers were catching him for a while. And once he started flying, he was flying. Remember, Pete Carroll's been around a long time. He coached a lot of defense.
Yes.
All the way back to all those stud defenses at USC. And so he knows fast. He coached Reggie Bush. He knows fast.
Yes.
And he was blown away.
Coached against Vince Young.
There you go. Thank you very much. Yeah. And what he saw was extraordinary. What I saw was extraordinary. I thought Chris Carson was a good running back, and I'm not belittling Lamar's, but he was the best running back on the field, and he outplayed Russell Wilson throwing the football to me. And it was a close call there. And again, I'm going to defend you on one point. Lamar does not have your arm strength because you had a cannon. I mean, a cannon. You could load up and throw it 70 yards. He doesn't have that kind of arm. But it is an accurate arm with average arm strength, which will work in this league.
Right.
It'll work because he gets it. Yeah. And he doesn't make, wild throws or crazy. He doesn't try crazy things. He just, there were a couple times yesterday where he's telling him, just go here.
Right.
Mark Andrews dropped 3 balls on him yesterday. Those yardage, this 143 would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And he did not have Hollywood Brown again. Right. So that'll help going forward.
Right.
So I think he is already, look, that Michael Vick experience, it was, you're talking about quarterback wiggle. Nobody's had the quarterback wiggle that guy had. Yeah. Nobody.
Right.
And I get you. Lamar, in a straight line, he's got like subtle wiggle where it's this kind of thing. Where the kite, it's so fast, it's coming so fast at you that the DB's on skates, and all of a sudden, he doesn't have to shift very much, and you can't get a hold of it.
Right. When I first came into the league, I was sort of afraid to just let my talents flow. I thought that I would run the football. Running the football was just too much. It was too extreme. And I did it in college, and I'm like, how would this translate into the National Football League? And to your point, he comes in with an example of, listen, I could just let my game go. And I always thought at Louisville, he was a good passer. I just didn't know what type of system he would land in and how they would use him.
Right.
But, this guy and his abilities to run the football, when they go into a run set and it looks like run and it ends up being a pass, then you got the defense all out of whack. And then you come back and it's a pass and it looked like run. It's just hard to stop, and that's what the offense is centered around. This guy's going to go really
What I
far
love about what's happening in Baltimore, this young man has won this team over completely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
he's won his head coach over because of the play in question, the 4th down play. They were sending the field goal team on, and he ran to Harbaugh and said, no, I got this.
Right.
Good point.
And he was so convincing that Harbaugh said, okay. And what did they call? Quarterback power. They just play quarterback. So you just go to the right and you just do. And he said, I saw a seam up the gut and I just cut it up.
Well, I saw last week they had NFL film, and they said Lamar, they called Lamar over. They said, we're going to go for it on 4th down. He turns back and said, no, coach, I'm going to score now. Lamar said he's going to score now, so don't worry about it. So John is telling the other coaches, Lamar said he's going to score on this play. This was last week. Skip, he's special. I mean, I think the thing is, and people say, oh, he's a system. Every quarterback is a system quarterback, which means they're catered. They have a system in place that's best suited to what they can do. They put a system around him. Why would you try to make him run Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady's system when that's not what he does?
Let him do what he does.
Greg Roman, John Harbaugh hired Greg Roman and says, do what you did with Cap.
He did.
Let him run, let him throw, and let's see what happens. And you see what's happening.
Okay, so I'm going to ask both of you quickly here. 2 weeks from now, they get a bye. They're going to host the New England Patriots. What shot do you give Lamar and company against Brady and Belichick?
That's a tall ask. That's a tall ask.
I still think he'll be effective in the game. I think he'll be a difference maker. If they win the game, it'll be because of Lamar.
Wow.
Without a doubt.
Coach Belichick will probably spy him. He's probably going to have to beat him throwing the football.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to crowd the line of scrimmage. Coach Belichick will play 5 guys. They'll play.
To face, I embrace debate. I don't make mistakes. I just make my case. Drops mic when I'm done. What more can I say? Not bite to my tongue. I don't like the taste. I'm on and I'm on and I own my opponent. I'm always in the zone. Need a zone, out of zone, and then we could get it poppin'. Pick the topic if you want to skip and shine and skip and hoppin'. Took these sports and made them profit. All right, undisputed.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.